Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, God of Heroics, and today we're going over another article regarding Dragon Ball Daima. And this one has a name so long that it can rival that of some anime. It's not just Kid Goku. Dragon Ball Daima is rewriting GT, so the new anime can definitely make Super Saiyan 4 canon. And boy, do I fucking hate this because I am so tired of the copium. There are so many GT stands. No, sorry. There are so many Super Saiyan 4 stands that have been crying and moaning and coming up with theories over the last like 10 plus years about how Super Saiyan 4 could be canon to the timeline and how Super Saiyan 4 is stronger than some of the forms in Super and how Super Saiyan 4 is the coolest transformation we've ever had. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. The amount of copium that these people just they just inject into your veins. Inject it directly into your veins. But anyway, we're gonna go over this article and see if there's any merit to what this person is saying. I haven't read a word of it aside from the title, and I'm just going to tell you right now off the top of my head. I think that basically what they're going to say is that because of some crazy properties and blah 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 of Demon World, Goku and Vegeta, or very likely just Goku, will be able to unlock a Demon World exclusive power, and it'll be a transformation. It's just a chance to make Super Saiyan 4 a canon transformation. And once you make a Super Saiyan 4 canon, the explanation for why you don't see it as Super is that it can only be done in the Demon World when Goku has the third eye, or when Goku blah 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 and uses the magic of the Dragon Balls from the Demon World because they use dark magic, so Super Saiyan 4 will be a dark magic transformation. So tired of it. So tired of it. Anyway, I've already gotten 2 minutes into this introduction and I haven't even said my common phrase or my second common phrase. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. If you like these type of videos, please like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified to all future uploads. I'm trying to hit 500 by the end of the year, so please help your boy out. Let's start reading this article. Though the big comparison between Dragon Ball Daima and Dragon Ball GT is frequently framed around how Goku reverted to a kid, the bigger topic of discussion should be about Super Saiyan 4's potential return. And here we go with the copium. We are a sentence in, and this motherfucker has already talked about Super Saiyan 4 in the first sentence, in the very first sentence. Like, I mean, to be fair, he said it in the freaking title as well, but like, come on. I hope he doesn't say Super Saiyan 4 as much as Daniel LaRusso says Mr. Miyagi, but we'll find out. But my question is, why should this be the topic of discussion? He says that with a lot going on in Daima, that the topic of discussion should be the potential return of Super Saiyan 4. Why should that be the big topic? There's a lot going on in the story. The Tamagamis, them being many, the third eye, trying to find out, why King Kaden wants to be the king, the mystery behind Glorio and Dr. Rinsu's relationship or whatever that is, King Goma. Like, there's so much going on. And he wants to focus on, what if Super Saiyan 4? Like, that has to be, like, top tier meat writing. Like, it can't, like, there's so much going on in the story, so much mystery, so much story, and we're only a handful of episodes into the story. He's already glazing Super Saiyan 4. It's insane. Despite the focus on young Goku's exploits, recent episodes of Dragon Ball's latest anime are proving that Daima is borrowing heavily from GT's lore, and the result could be the long-awaited canonization of Super Saiyan 4. It's mini Goku going to another world. That's two things. That's literally two things that were borrowed. And if that's the case, that's like saying, Naruto borrowed heavily from Hunter x Hunter, so Naruto's gonna unlock Nin powers like Gon. He's gonna unlock a strong adult form that it locks him out of his chakra. Like that makes no sense. Just because it's borrowing a little bit of elements from something else doesn't mean that you're gonna get a whole ass form. Chill out. Just accept that GT happened and that it's not canon. Like, just be happy. Regardless of how possible Super Saiyan 4's appearance in Diamond might be, one major caveat remains that could effectively derail any possibility. The timeline. Dragon Ball Diamond takes place before Dragon Ball Super, which has lasted for quite some time in both the anime and most especially the manga. The problem is that if Goku and Vegeta somehow found a way to transform during Diamond, they could definitely have tapped into that power somehow during Super. But as of Chapter 103 of Dragon Ball Super, Super Saiyan 4 hasn't been referenced or alluded to because it's not canon. Just accept what you have. You have GT, where Super Saiyan 4 happened for over half the show. Then you have the video games, the Xenoverse 2, Dragon Ball well, actually, BT, what was it, BT, BT2, BT3, yeah, then you got Xenoverse and all these other games, the Budokai series where it exists, and then Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I'm just gonna read this verbatim, the next three paragraphs on the reason why they believe that Super Saiyan 4 is happening and their theory behind what can make it happen. So, it reads, Dragon Ball Daima Demon World could give Goku the chance to go Super Saiyan 4. The key to making Super Saiyan 4 canon lies in the series' next setting. The third Demon World has already introduced new environmental factors that haven't existed in any other worlds that Goku and company have traveled to. The density of the air created unique phenomenon where Goku's movements feel heavy and flying can drain a great deal of energy very quickly. Therefore, this introduces the possibility that some other environmental variables in Dragon Ball Daima 3D worlds could create some new type of chemical reactions in Saiyans that could cause them to transform differently. Super Saiyan 4. In other words, the introduction of Super Saiyan 4 can be justified without appearing in Super by the fact that Goku and company can only achieve this transformation if they are in the demon world, because the required condition necessary to transform can only be met there. While not officially confirmed, there's a theory that supports the claim that Super Saiyan forms can differ based on certain conditions. Super Saiyan 3 serves as a prime example, since the only user who has achieved this transformation did so in extreme situations. Goku unlocks Super Saiyan 3 in the afterlife, and Trunks and Goten can only transform when they're fused together as Gotenks. Meanwhile, GT introduced the concept of Blood's Waves as a prerequisite for Super Saiyan 4, despite Goku being the exception, and the Demon World could emit their own special types of waves similar to Blood's. So, this is fucking stupid. So, first of all, it says, oh, there could be different environmental phenomena that could affect their transformations. I mean, super maybe. I mean, yes, the third demon world has like the heavier atmosphere that makes it harder to move and fly and all that shit. But that has nothing to do with their transformation. That just has to do with their stamina. And it's entirely possible that the first and second demon world have something similar, but I don't believe they're gonna be, so different to the point where transformations are heavily affected or like altered. And then he says that Super Saiyan 3 is like the prime example of having different conditions for them. So Super Saiyan 3 doesn't have a condition that says you have to be of otherworldly situations or whatever. Like Goku was dead and he didn't have a physical form, like he didn't have a physical body, which is why he was able to train and push himself to that level. He didn't have any kind of hardcore physical limitations. He mostly had limitations on his ki and energy that he was able to push, which is why Super Saiyan 3 is straining on his physical body, because when he comes back to life with a physical form, his actual body cannot keep up with the energy output of Super Saiyan 3 because his body didn't train to the levels that his ki had trained to. Very similarly, with Goten and Trunks, when they fuse, the fusion state multiply. Well, I think the fusion dance adds their power together, and then it gives it like a huge multiplier. And while Goten and Trunks both can go Super Saiyan, the multiplier very likely multiplied their energy enough to the point where they can use Super Saiyan 3. But obviously, while they can keep up with it because their body and their energy are being added together and then multiplied, they don't, they aren't able to sustain the form for very long, mostly because, the fusion dance has a 30-minute timer. It has nothing to do with the transformation itself, which is interesting because Goten can hold Super Saiyan 3 probably longer than Goku can, and it's because of this factor of how his body is trained. And the article continues with this new title for the next chapter: Dragon Ball Daema's following of GT's story makes Super Saiyan 4 seem more likely. These chapter titles are almost as long as the article title itself, and that is absurd. Luckily, Dragon Ball Daima has proven that it is willing to reimagine more than one aspect of Dragon Ball GT, namely Goku reverting to a kid. In GT, the first planet they travel to is Nameca, where the population is forced to pay exorbitant prices for everything. In Daima, one of the first villages Goku visits is subject to an increase in taxes from 1 to 3 gold coins. Moreover, both instances begin with Goku's ship being stolen, forcing him to walk before stumbling across a character who joins their party. To be honest, I think that's a little bit of semantics, but sure, why not? The fact that Daima is following very closely to GT's basic story structure, even beyond the canonization of Kid Goku. I'm sorry, was Kid Goku not already canon? Because, we have original Dragon Ball, right? Where Goku was already a kid? Maybe, I'm just stupid. But anyway, it says, giving fans more of a solid reason to hope that Super Saiyan 4 can make an appearance as well. Moreover, it shouldn't be ignored that since Daima largely takes place in a different realm, there's an actual possibility that these worlds have their own version of Super Saiyan 4, creating blood waves that don't exist anywhere else, thus explaining why Super Saiyan 4 doesn't appear in Dragon Ball Super. This is copium at its finest. So first of all, yeah, sure, you can say, "Oh, this planet having forcing people to overpay for everything is very similar to these people having to pay more taxes." But like at the same time, sure, I guess. I mean, it's not like a one-to-one example. Like, again, that's like saying, oh, Naruto is gonna use all his chakra to create some strong adult form that's stronger than his ultimate villain that locks him out of his chakra forever because both Naruto and Hunter x Hunter have a tournament style arc. Having a similar arc or even similar plot points does not mean that the series is doing the exact same thing. As a matter of fact, no, 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 no. Let's not even do that because GT and Dam are both in the Dragon Ball League. Let's go ahead and say that's like saying, oh, Boruto is gonna unlock a Jinchuriki form. He's gonna obtain the nine tails or even the 10 tails, and he's gonna use his Jinchuriki powers to defeat the final villain just because there was a Chunin exams in Boruto, just like in Naruto. It doesn't make sense. As a matter of fact, that's even better because in Naruto's first arc, yeah, they did the whole thing where he gets his shadow clones and he learns the transformation jutsu and all that. But then when he gets his squad, one of their first missions is to go to the land of mist, and they ended up dealing with Zabuza, who was one of the seven swordsmen of the mist. Okay. Similarly, Boruto, after getting his whole squad together, learning his base powers, his primary power that he's going to use for the rest of the show, pretty much, and then getting his squad, they go to the same village, and they have to deal with the Blood Mist swordsman. So you're going to go ahead and tell me that Dragon Ball so you're gonna tell me that Boruto is gonna become a Jinchuriki and use his Jinchuriki powers to seal off the final villain and kill them? With his rival character, who in this instance is Kawaki, where they would both be reincarnations of godlike beings. Because that's not how this logic pans out. Doing something similar to a separate series that is in your same franchise does not mean that you're gonna follow the same story beats. And the final chapter to this article is called "Limiting Super Saiyan 4 to the Demon World Comes with Its Own Set of Problems for Super." Which, wow, can you please stop making these chapter titles so damn long? The only downside to this theory being true is that fans would only get to enjoy the glory of Super Saiyan 4 whenever Goku is in the Demon's worlds. Though this could explain why the form hasn't appeared in Super, it would limit the form's usefulness outside of Daima, which would be disappointing. Hopefully, Dragon Ball Super's will create her own version of Dragon Ball GT's Bloodwave generator After hearing about Goku and Vegeta's experience in Dragon Ball Daima, allowing Goku and Vegeta to reach Super Saiyan 4 anywhere. If I've learned anything today, it's that GT fans will literally do anything and everything to force Super Saiyan 4 into literally every form of media. I could have sworn you guys already had enough of your Super Saiyan 4, but apparently it's not good enough. You guys had Dragon Ball GT that gave you guys Super Saiyan 4. You guys had all the video games that GT has ever appeared in, giving you Super Saiyan 4. You guys now have Sparking Zero, giving you GT characters in Super Saiyan 4. Then you have the Super Dragon Ball Heroes anime and game adaptation, both giving you Super Saiyan 4. You guys have this new Dragon Ball card game. What is it, World Breaker or something? That basically gives you Super Saiyan 4. I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball The Breakers also gives you some kind of Super Saiyan 4 or something of that note. Please correct me if I'm wrong. In fact, I'll double check. I'm getting to playing the game for this channel later on anyway, with the new changes and new update. And then on top of that, you guys are very likely happy that Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 pretty much confirmed that GT technically does exist. It's just in its own separate timeline, which I believe is the movie timeline. But no, that's not good enough for you guys. You guys not only want your own timeline, you just want your own games. You don't just want to be incorporated in other games. You want GT to be 100% canon in the main timeline, which is actually absurd. You guys just can't be happy with anything, but whatever. In fact, that's pretty much just gonna do it for this video. If I keep going on, I'm pretty much just gonna be ranting about how much I dislike these freaking Super Saiyan 4 stands that like possibly one of the ugliest designed and ugliest colored forms ever to exist in Dragon Ball. But that's a whole conversation for a completely different day. That's pretty much gonna do it for me. Like the video, subscribe to the page, hit the notification bell so you can be notified to all future uploads. I'm gonna be branching out a little bit more. I've already played Death Note on this channel, which I plan to continue doing just to see how people vibe with it, especially when I make shorts out of it. I'm gonna see how much of the Xenoverse 2 update I can show on here since I'm on PS5. Playing my games, I can't really get the story stuff in there because all those cutscenes get blocked. But I can do some parallel quests to show off some of the customizations and moves and whatnot. And on top of that, I am, like I said, going to be playing Dragon Ball The Breakers just to see what's new. It's been a while since I played that game, but hey, Dragon Ball content is Dragon Ball content. Anyway, that's pretty much going to do it for me in this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.